Have you heard of the new traffic laws, or are they just simply maybe a different iteration of the same
Of the same?
thing? Yeah.
I feel like maybe some of the fines have been changed, maybe some taken up, some taken down.
You've got a list there, don't
yeah,
you?
there is,
what
actually.
do you find very interesting in the... So, Lagos State, not just Lagos State.
Yeah,
Lagos State, yes.
So this is just excerpts from the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law 2018. But the issue is, do people actually know what the fines are? There was a situation that happened not too long ago with a guest of ours here at Wake Up Nigeria, where he...
got carted away.
Yeah.
After inadvertently, unfortunately, and unknowingly taking a route that was supposed to be just one way. And he was taken over to the authorities' yard. Let's put it so.
And he decided to go through the process. And many were like, why did you stress yourself? Why? Just give them what they want. You know, that kind of just give them what they want mindset. And he had to pay the fine, obviously. He went through the process, went to court, and he paid about 150,000. But now, the issue is, do we actually know what the fines are? So, for instance, a first offender here, it says, is stipulated that driving without a valid driver's license, a first offender is fined 20,000 naira. The vehicle could, in addition, be impounded, depending on the offense, and then you would have to pay for the removal and storage as well of that vehicle at that particular location.
Yeah. So I guess the fine is not just the only thing. There's that removal and storage, which is the wahala, I guess, that compounds the issue.
Exactly.
So the reason many people try to dodge all these things is because, one, the stress, two, the records. Because many people don't realize that if you are on record, you're on record. That's it. If you're on record, you're on record.
Yeah.
Recently we were talking about people getting student loans, and if you're not good with credits, your credit history is bad. Yes. If your credit score is really terrible, you cannot get the student loan. People do not know that many of these things have lasting effects.
Consequences.
So I was actually talking to someone the other day, and I was like, why is it that Nigerians like to pay their way through stuff, especially when they commit a crime? And he simply said, for the records. And it struck me that, why hadn't I ever thought about that?
Because I was about to ask, when
it's just easy. You will get booked. Do you know some people pay more to escape being booked?
Titi mentioned something. She said first-time offender, and the question that came to my mind is like, who's recording this? And then you telling that it actually goes into a long-lasting record, actually makes it.
So that's where the NIN and BVN and all these fingerprint records come in. And a lot of people don't realize that your phone number is linked. Your car details are linked. Speaking of car details, driving with an unlicensed or unregistered vehicle is actually, for a first offender, is a 20,000 naira fine, and subsequent offender is a 30,000 naira fine. But then there's also imprisonment term for 3 months, apparently.
Oh,
wow. Or both the fine and imprisonment. So that is a really big deal. And we see a lot of vehicles going around without license plates, without... You just wonder.
All of these rules and fines have always existed. Nigerians know about it. Now, you might think, oh, the fine is just 20,000. But many people don't know that there are other add-ons. Yeah. There are actually other things involved, other things that match up. Now, I am not encouraging settling.
Of course.
But I'm just explaining the average Nigerian's mindsets. Because before, there was a conversation I was having with an older folk recently, and he was saying, oh, things like being booked were serious offenses back in the 50s, the 60s. That's why it had always been in their mindset that I don't want to get booked. I'd rather just tip and escape.
So,
but we don't know this because we hadn't.
A very interesting story. Last week, a friend recording on our WhatsApp group that he had a very interesting instance where somebody ran into him and he had insisted that they go the insurance way of things to settle. And the guy says, no, I'm going to settle out of pocket. He eventually, what's the word? When you checked on the guy's credits, what's it called? Insurance thingamajig, and discovered that the guy has a healthy insurance package, comprehensive policy, comprehensive and everything. And then when you ask the guy, why don't you want to use
the hassle?
because of the hassle, and I think the records as well.
Yes.
So that might be it. So, people don't actually.
The prices go
understand this.
up. If you've had an accident before with your vehicle, the prices go up.
Yeah, sure.
These are things you should know. If your house has been burned down before, your insurance price goes up because you are, you know,
Liable.
there's a
liable.
likelihood it might happen again. And that's why insurance is different for different
I
vehicles.
never knew that. I just always used to claim.
Yeah, but then again, this is not to discourage people from having
Yes,
it.
it's not also to
Because
discourage
Oh, you absolutely
insurance
need.
is
Insurance.
very important. And
Very.
that's another topic for probably another day.
Yes.
Actually valuing what you own.
Yeah, but why do I need insurance when I've got Jesus?
Yeah, well, hey, Jesus
you
is
brought
the
it.
one
You
insurance.
brought it.
The truth is, we have to learn to actually be more accountable for what we own. Some people don't know how these insurance companies actually evaluate their property to even give them policies in the first place. They will count how many TVs you have, how many ACs you have, what sort of building it is it a high-rise, is it a bungalow, you know, those kind of things. Is there water in the area? All those things actually add up. But then the premiums are not as high as people think. Insurance for a house could be as low as 100,000, right, for a whole year, which is fine. I know not everybody has access to that extra.
But it is. It's
it
peace
is
of mind. It's
exactly
a good price to pay for peace
so
of mind.
God
Well,
forbid.
sometimes what happens with these insurance companies is they always try to ensure that they pay you the bare minimum.
Yeah,
Do you understand? And that's a problem. And I'm speaking from experience. We had a fire at our house, and before the insurance folks came through, we had almost finished all the repairs. And it's another thing that disappoints people. But back to the traffic
Exactly.
offenses, yeah.
Yeah, so the only other one that struck me was this issue of roadworthiness for commercial vehicles.
Aha.
So there's a ton of them out there, and I doubt that half of them, even 2/3 of them, have that certificate, but they're still out there.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if you are ever apprehended, you see these guys going by, these
Yeah.
commercial
Dude,
vehicles.
do they
Nobody-
even stop at traffic
they
lights?
never stop these guys, but if you pass the traffic light, ooh,
Yep.
there's going to be heck to pay. It's a double standard
exactly,
situation.
you wonder. Even this,
You know what? Do you know why?
yellow people,
Do you know why?
they'll stop. Why?
Because they know you can afford it.
Who says the
think-
commercial
That's
drivers can't?
I don't know why they think. So.
Mazino, let me give you an example.
Hey, time has gone. No, they don't give us.
Obalende to Yanokpaja is 1,000 naira per seat. An 18-seater bus.
16,000 naira.
That's 18,000 naira. It settles maybe 2,000 naira. That's 16,000.
He buys fuel.
Now,
of
he buys
probably-
fuel of, say, 6,000 naira because now they can't buy 1,000 naira for
He does
them
how many
anymore.
trips?
That's 10,000. He now does maybe like 6 trips in a
6
day.
trips in Lagos. In
No,
Lagos.
I'm being modest.
Okay.
That's 60,000.
He has to
What am
pay
I saying?
his conductor.
60,000. He will pay his conductor 10,000. He will pocket
60,000.
50,000. What are you saying? Times 5 days or 6 days a week.
Mary.
They are the ones that can
Why
even
you
afford it
exposing
than you
them
with
like
your
this
tie and your this thing, and your jacket that you don't even know where your next meal is coming until your
will
salary
find
arrives.
out what your opinion is on what we're discussing online. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let's hear your thoughts on this particular issue.